Hi, I'm Jennifer with Only in Sedona Yoga. And yes, I am in the studio. I am in a hotel. And um, the reason for that, our Only in Sedona Yoga family is all about healing. And my beloved partner in life has a very important surgery coming up. So we are here. And what's most important to me is to be with him through his recovery. And But it's also important to me to hold this space open so that other people can heal. It's what I'm most passionate about in life. It's pretty much all I want to do for the rest of my life is hold these spaces open for your own healing, your own purposes. And with that in mind, decided to just shoot this live today. It'll be up there Saturday evening for you if you would like to avail yourself of it at that point or at any point. So, with that said, beautiful yogi, please come to your mat or your mattress, have a comfortable seat, and come home to your breath. Take a few moments to scan through your physical body. And just notice what you observe. You don't have to assign any judgment to it. Just notice and move on. Draw your awareness to your breath. Observe the effect that simple awareness has on your breath. Check in with your mental and emotional self. And again, just observing where you're at. Allowing your thoughts and feelings to arise naturally from within without clinging to them, noticing them, gaining awareness, and letting them go. Connect with your energetic intention for your practice. And when you feel ready, begin to move. Just rotating around, limbering up your spine a little bit. And then coming to a comfortable seat, placing your hands behind you, especially if you are on a soft surface like a mattress to elongate that spine. And then take a deep breath, inhale, and twist behind you. If you feel so inspired, this back arm might start to come up as you tune into the changes through the side body. As you add that extra dimension of movement, perhaps you feel inclined to sway slightly with your breath. Perhaps you feel inspired to reach for stillness. Allow yourself to honor that inner call. And then come out of this one, We're going to go into our first pose that will hold for about 2 minutes. And what we're going to do is take a slight variation of Janu. Go ahead and sit on your heel if that's comfortable for you. You might want to smush some pillows to your belly. You could also sit on a pillow. That's another variation. And since when in Rome, we shall do so. And then just come forward into a single leg hamstring stretch. Variation of Janu that feels good. If you'd like to use straps, you can. If you feel compelled to wrap your hands, you can. I like to focus on keeping my back straight as I do have some disc problems in my lumbar spine. And really mindfully tuning into the opening in the back of the hamstring, the back of the leg. Especially that insertion point around the joints of the hip and knee. But you do you. This is your time to get to know something about yourself. If at any time a pose gives you physical, mental, or emotional discomfort, go ahead and exit out. Take child's pose or a comfortable seat and rejoin us when you're ready. And also, please, please, please tune into your body. Restorative yoga is all about healing. That means listening very carefully to the medicine that your body needs and offering it that. Let's take a few more breaths where you are, beautiful yogi. And as we exit out of this one, we're going to come into a gate, elongating along the whole side of the body, moving anything out of the way, and then just making a triangle, a little half triangle. You're on your knee, and elongating down the whole side, reversing out of that stretch just a little bit. Might even move forward and back if you feel called to do so. And then as you release out of this one, just bring that leg that you had and back into the front, returning to your comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall, reconnecting with your energetic intention, reconnecting with your breath. And perhaps introducing that gentle movement again to the opposite direction. And then place those hands behind you. Elongate that spine. Take a nice deep breath, inhale. And as you exhale, twist to the other side. You can introduce some gentle movement of your wrists. And if you feel so inspired, perhaps this back arm comes up. Tune into the opening along the whole side body. And then release coming out. And then we're going to transition into that single leg hamstring stretch, Janu variation on the other side. So sit up nice and tall, find that good position, and come on forward. Take a few more breaths here in this pose, beautiful yogi. And when you're ready, we're going to take that gate on this side, opening up along the whole side body. Maybe even throwing in a slight bit of a back bend, kind of reversing from that forward fold. Explore. And release. Come into a nice kneeling position. We're going to go into some eagle arms. I'll turn to the side. It's a little easier for you to see. Go ahead and extend one arm out. I have starting with my left, whichever arm. Wrap the opposite arm around and come into those eagle arms. Really tuning into the opening across the upper back here. You might even press your thumb to your third eye. Pulling the shoulders down and away from the ears, not wearing them as earrings. Take a few more breaths. And before we go to the other side, we're going to throw in a double hand cup. So come out and come up into a kneeling position. Interlace your hands behind and open your heart. Open your heart to the sky. Open your heart to love. Open your heart to healing. Take a few more breaths and then we'll take that double or that eagle arms rather, on the other side. Extending the opposite arm this time. Wrap and focus in on that upper back and shoulder opening. Take a few more breaths right here. And we'll be exiting out to some cat-cows to open your spine along the ventral and dorsal planes. So when you're ready, make your way to all fours. And just give me some cat-cows. From here, we will be surrendering into child's pose. And then we'll be going into our lizard or dragon. Possibly with a bonus sphinx pose in the middle. So come to a neutral spine. Open your knees out wide. Then come into your child's pose, reaching for stillness or introducing gentle movement. Take one or two more breaths in your child's pose, and then we'll be going into our dragon or lizard. And transition by returning yourself to all fours. And then just step one leg forward, coming into a low lunge. You can stay here. You can come onto the outside edge of your foot, pressing against the inner thigh. You can lift up, grab the back foot in a dragon pulling its tail. Or you can get low and focus on the opening, the half split opening, tuning into your breath. Just take a few more breaths on this side. And as promised, we'll be exiting out, going into Sphinx. And then we'll get the other side. From there, we'll be going into half saddle, although you always have the side lying variation, some supine twists, and our closing meditation. Exit out of this safely, lift yourself up, bring that leg around, check in with your hips, and then come down into your Sphinx. You can grab some pillows here, a bolster if you like, smush them to your belly, help support your chest, especially if you have any joint issues in your shoulders. A little extra support beneath you can help you passively get into this stretch, passively relax the low back without putting strain on your shoulder joints. Take a few more breaths in your sink, and then we'll go ahead and take our dragon on the other side. When you're ready, just come back to all fours and then step the other leg forward. Take just a few more breaths here. And then, as promised, we'll be transitioning to your half saddle or your lying side variation to stretch your front of your thigh and our supine twists before our closing meditation. So when you're ready, make your way out. And then come down either onto your side or on your back. I'll show you the side variation first. You can lie all the way down. Just grab a hold of this ankle and stretch it back. If it is within your practice and you're not going to tweak your knee by doing so, you can roll all the way back. You can even sit up and do this and see how it feels sitting up. Play with it. Get to know your body a bit. All while encouraging deep relaxation, encouraging synovial fluid flow, restoring a sense of balance to the physical self. Take a few more breaths on this side, and then you can go ahead and just transition right to the other side when you're ready. If you are taking the back line variation, you might want to come out by rolling onto that side and then taking the other side, however is comfortable. and right to your body. You can cactus the arms. You can place one hand on your heart and one on your belly, whatever feels natural. Just take a few more breaths here. And once more, you may wish to roll onto your side to exit out. Check in with that knee, check in with your legs. And then we're going to close with our supine twist, lifting one leg up to parallel. And here, if you'd like to decrease any pressure on your low back, you can do so by placing pillows, opening your arm up to the side, gaze the opposite direction. Supine twist. Take another breath or two on the side and then transition to the other. Perhaps throwing in a little knee hug in between. Check in with that low back for a breath or two. And then take the other side. And when you're ready, exit out of this one. Perhaps elongate yourself, perhaps curl back into a ball. And then I invite you, beautiful yogi, to allow your body to fall into Shavasana or whatever final resting pose you find most comfortable for our closing guided meditation. Please treat yourself with TLC here. Perhaps placing a pillow beneath your knees. Covering yourself with a blanket for warmth. Surrounding yourself with softness as you build a little nest where you can fully relax in the knowledge that you are safe and you are loved. And once you find that perfect place, beautiful yogi, just draw your awareness back to your breath. Tune into what observing your breath does to it. Maybe you start to give it a bit of conscious direction. Maybe you start to elongate your exhales a little. Maybe you allow each exhale to become a deeper surrender into the surface beneath you. Drawing your awareness through your physical self, starting with the tip of each big toe. Sensing where your big toe meets and melds with the world beyond it. And drawing the awareness back now to all 10 of your toes. Maybe feel them tingling, maybe not. Either way is okay. Sensing the soles of your feet, your heels, the tops of your feet, your ankles, your calves, your shins, and the complexity of your knee joints. Your upper thighs, and breathing awareness, gratitude, and healing energy into the whole lower body. Sensing the entirety of your lower body. Offering it thanks for all it does for you each day. And inviting healing into all those tissues and cells. And then shift your awareness to the tips of your thumbs, where they meet and meld with the universe beyond them. And then drawing your awareness back to all 10 of your fingers. Perhaps tingling with electricity, perhaps not. Your palms and the back of your hands. Your wrists, forearms, elbows, and upper arms. Your shoulders, shoulder blades, and collarbones. Sensing the entirety of your hands, your arms, breathing gratitude into each of the trillions of cells of your hands and arms. And with each breath, inviting healing into these tissues. Draw your awareness to the base of your spine. Linger in your low back for a breath. And your mid back. Your upper back. The back of your neck. And the base of your skull. Sensing the entirety of your spine, top to bottom. Breathing gratitude into your spine for holding you upright, for giving you strength and structure. And inviting a spirit of healing into all those living tissues, your spinal cord, your bones, your discs. Draw awareness to your lower belly, your navel, your solar plexus, your heart, and the base of your throat. Breathing gratitude into all those complex organs that do so much for you every day. And inviting the spirit of healing into those tissues. And finally, tuning into the muscles of your jaw, the insides and the outsides of your cheeks, your lips, upper and lower, your teeth, and your tongue, tip to root, your ears, the insides and outsides of your cheeks, your cheekbones, temples, and eyebrows. Breathing into the complex muscles around each eye. And then bringing your awareness to the center of your forehead. Breathing in through the center of your forehead. Breathing out through the crown of your head. Inhaling through the center of your forehead. Exhaling through the crown of your head as you surrender up anything that needs to be surrendered, so that you can make space for healing to occur. If you would like to drift off to sleep at the conclusion, you can end this recording now. Counting your way back from 20 as you tune into your inhales and exhales. Those who plan to return to the world, do so gently. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe introduce some gentle movements. Take your time, blinking your eyes open. Perhaps roll over onto your side and just take your time as you return to the world, carrying with you this sense of inner peace that you've generated and spreading it with others. And really, my beautiful fellow yogis, that's what only in Sedona yoga has always been really all about, even though when Ed and I started this, we literally had no idea what we were doing in about a million different ways. But one thing I have always been passionate about throughout my life, and it's kind of funny looking back over my life, my core values have never changed ever, um, has always been wanting to heal, wanting to help people, wanting to allow people or give people what they needed really so that they could be the best that they could be. Um, and a very wise woman recently told me that healing is quiet. And quite honestly, that is one of the reasons I don't talk much. The other is that I tend to stumble over my words. And a third is that I've owed a lot of people an apology for a very long time. And the reason for that is I have held an enormous amount of rage inside of me pretty much since I was 12 years old, and I'm 53 now. Um, all this rage, and I'm not a rageful person by nature, but I've been using the analogy of the goat heads in some of my posts, and I became that goat head. I did. Not because I wanted to be a goat head, and certainly not because I wanted to hurt anybody, but because my brain works a little differently than most people's brains. I process things top down, not bottom up like most people. And even though I kept the secret I was keeping for a very good reason, it ate me up inside. And it was such a big secret that I had to keep it even from myself because the environment I was in at the time, it wasn't safe to tell that secret. And I spent over 40 years of my life raging at somebody deservedly, but for the wrong reasons. And because I became a goat head, raging at and damaging a whole lot of other people who never did anything wrong to me other than trigger something in me that reminded me of my original rage. And, I've had a difficult struggle throughout life, especially in adulthood after I got sick. And that's what really triggered it and initially triggered my healing journey. But I just couldn't figure out why I was so mad at a certain person when the things I was mad about had happened to me much later in life, and I only recently figured that out. The psychic impact is kind of the equivalent of pulling out the mother of all coat heads. Um, it really is. And it's so liberating and so wonderful. And it was, I didn't do it alone. There have been many wonderful people that have helped me, most of all, my beloved, which is why I'm in this hotel room, so that I can support him as he supports me. But, it's really lousy to do a group apology, but one of the precepts, one of the 12 steps is, to make, to come clean, but only if it's safe to do so for the other person, if it's not going to hurt the other people involved. And quite frankly, I think some of the people I've hurt in the past are quite happy that Hurricane Jen has blown out of their lives and would like me to remain there. And quite frankly, I'm happy to do so, because honestly, all I've ever wanted was to be left alone, to finally be myself at last. Because I don't think I'm that bad. I was just a fish that everybody thought was a tree. Or maybe a monkey trying to climb a tree. But no matter what you do, you can't teach a fish to climb a tree. And I always thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was channeling my rage into causes. I thought I was keeping it inside. Except when I really would melt down, and then, oh boy, I was not a nice person. At all, at all, at all. My rage is scary, because my rage is the mirror image of the person whose brain is literally exactly like mine, probably the only person I know whose brain is exactly like mine. And I will tell you, one thing I know for sure is that a diamond is not the hardest substance on earth. It is the human mind when it is resolute. So, all this aside, I really just wanted to say to all the people I have hurt in the past, I'm really, really sorry. And that's it. And I'm grateful that talking to the mat showed me first what I was doing to hurt others, and then finally, at long last, what I was doing to hurt myself. And so I'm going to continue to hold this space open. It's just that Sober Saturday is Sober Thursday this week, because nothing is more important than helping the ones you love heal. And with that, thank you and namaste.